For advertising opportunities for the following show, email us at cornerpubsports@gmail.com.
Welcome to the best pubcast around, Corner Pub Sports, bringing you sports, beer, and beyond. Catch the show live every Friday night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Or get the show wherever you download your favorite podcasts. It's time to grab a cold one, kick your feet up, and enjoy the show. Welcome to the pub.
This is Lenny Dice Nail coming at you. Listen to Corner Pub Sports.
Corner Pub Sports. What a fucking kitbag.
What is up, everybody? Doing our thing live, as we always do on Facebook. And of course, if you're downloading, as you heard in the intro, don't need to talk about it anymore, as we always go through it. iTunes. You know what? We haven't done it in a while there. iTunes, Spotify. What's that other one?
Satchel.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while. And we are joined right off the bat here with a special guest. The Real Deal with Damian Adams podcast. The host, Damian Adams. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome, brother.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for having us. I'm here with my girly drink to join you guys with. You guys all got the manly beers. I have my margarita.
That's a perfect way to. So Damian's got a margarita going, man. That's that might be a first on the show. I gotta be honest. I got a lager, Yingling lager, a Pennsylvania tradition there.
As long as it's alcohol, you're good on this show.
Yeah, it's actually true. It is true. Gary, what are you drinking again? What's it called?
Trail Haze.
6
Point Brewery in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, okay. And Ryan's got his normal rum and coke, right? Damian, we got a.
That's a different room he's got there.
Oh, yeah, it is a different room. What is that? A Bacardi.
Bacardi spiced.
Oh, Damian, we got a message for you here from one of our listeners here. Steve said, told James hate football.
So right off the stop, we got fans breaking balls.
There you go. So I think it's probably the best way to open the show tonight because this news was pretty fresh. I can't really say I'm completely surprised because of what it was looking like, but rapper Dmx passed away today. 49?
50.
Oh, 50. He was 50? He lived long enough. No, I'm kidding. No, 50 years old, man. 50 years old. And basically succumbed to a battle with drugs, man. It's he OD'd, and that's all she wrote.
OD'd, went into a heart attack, and then he was brain dead for a week. It's a shame, man. Guy in that position just couldn't beat his demons, man. It's a shame.
Yeah, even us in life. What demons do we have? You know what I mean? And then you can't fight them. No.
Yeah, really. I mean,
but we're not legends.
No, we're not legends.
Yeah, like we're not legends.
No one's gonna remember us in 15 years. Nobody.
Nah, man, we all got our own demons. But DMX definitely left his imprint on, all of us, on the culture, man. He, one of my favorite rappers of all time. One of my first albums I bought was Grand Champ. They came out with like 03, 04, like 13, 14 when it came out. Went and got my little allowance, gathered up and went and bought it. My mom had no idea what the lyrics were when she let me get it. But that definitely was one of my first to like really push me in the direction of my music taste. So yeah, I always have a big spot in my heart for DMX, man. So rest in power to him.
Like 50 years old, that's young.
Yeah,
it is.
That's very young.
It's just a shame, but yeah, obviously he was. I think it was probably fair to be fair. it's probably fair to say that he was probably best known for kind of that raspy voice, that raspy delivery of his. Kind of
the raw emotion
Yeah,
that he delivered everything with.
Like aggressive lyrics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody put a nice. Actually, I don't. No, it wasn't you, Damian. It was actually my neighbor put up a post because it was like 3 in a row, and that's why I'm like kind of mixing it up. But I think it was my neighbor who put up a post basically saying like that DMX was his recovery from the loss of Biggie. He said that was his like recovery, like that was his go-to, and that kept him going like through that. You know, like that kept him interested in that in that genre and that style.
That's really interesting because I never thought of it that way. But yeah, like Biggie died, and I'm not the biggest rap fan, but Biggie dying was like whoa. And then I was kind of.
There's just some rap songs, Ryan, where you're just like, wow.
Yeah, and then
I can't not listen to this.
And then I was kind of. I don't want to say done with rap, but then DMX comes along, and it's like, wow, that's really interesting. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Damian, you said so. You got that album, what, 2002? I mean, it's a couple years after Biggie died.
Yeah, Grand Champ. That wasn't his first album. Grand Champ, I believe, was his third or fourth.
Okay.
But it was the first one that I bought. It was, like I said, one of my first introductions at that age to something so raw, so emotional. And, it's something that at that age, you might not understand everything that he's going through in the songs, but you feel the emotion. And then as you get older, you go back and visit it like, oh, I see what he was going through and what ultimately, he went through in his whole life. But it was just, and then he would have the range, right? You could have those songs where he's telling you what he's going through with his demons, and then also have what do these bees want from me, where he's talking about the trouble he's going through with women and how he's still a player, but these women try to lock him down, or he'll have just so many different ranges in his music. So that's why I love DMX so much, because of his versatility.
So one of our listeners here, my first CD was Bon Jovi. I would gladly take that trade off. Put Bon Jovi in his spot, and then they'll be into that. And we keep DMX and get rid of Bon Jovi, please. No, if you can't tell, Damian, I'm a
huge Bon Jovi fan. Huge,
dude. Bon Jovi's on my list of like not to steal Dennis Leary's line, but Stevie Ray Vaughan's dead, but we can't get John Bon Jovi in a helicopter. It's just, it's a shame. But anyway, yeah, rest in peace, DMX, man. That sucks. Rap lost a legend today, and definitely a pioneer. Well, I mean, that's perfect. That's perfect. I think era to say. Actually, he hit a number one. He hit a number one album like 4 years ago, something like that, which is crazy. But early 2000s, I mean, really, he dominated. For the most part, he dominated that genre. So.
Yeah, he had the Rough Riders album, and then
I don't like it rough when you're riding. And
then there was X.
Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood album was great.
Yeah. So
I guess he's not wondering where his dogs are at anymore.
Cheers to you, DMX.
Cheers to DMX.
You know what? I gotta be honest. We normally do a lot worse with our tributes, and we were actually pretty good tonight. And I'm actually proud of you guys. Good job.
At least he didn't go out like young Clapton.
Off a ledge? Oh my God. And there we go. All right. Yeah. Something happened to my kid. You want to hear about it?
Yeah, he failed.
I'll tell you later. Let me try. Come on.
Okay, Ron.
Talk to him while he's on the mop.
Jesus.
You guys are horrible.
Callie, here we go.
There's his shoulders in the street sweeper.
Can't find his eggs. I can't find his eggs. It's like first I'm all over the place. I can't find his eggs.
Right. All right. So, for those who are watching, I mean, Gary's wearing a Phillies hat, but Ron and I are wearing Sixers. Damian's got a New Orleans Pelicans get up going.
Yes, sir.
By the way, you got to show off that jersey.
Oh yeah,
he's got a personalized Pelicans jersey with the name of his podcast on the back. Real deal. That's pretty awesome. That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet. We should do that, but they don't have sizes big enough for you fucks.
This fits pretty well.
So I'm fat. So what?
Anyway, so
Fat guys need love too, Sean.
It just so turns out that our squads are playing each other tonight, so that this could be a little fun.
What's the score right now?
16-14 Sixers.
16-4. So I'm a little behind on my thing. I'm 16-12 Sixers, but
No, I just got it pinned on my phone. Like I'm not watching it, but
okay.
the Phillies are winning though.
There you go.
Who's pitching?
Wheeler.
So Damian, I know you're a big Zion fan. What has he done that has completely just floored? What is one thing that Zion has done in his very short career so far that has completely floored you at this point?
It's his ability to run point. I didn't know he had the ability to become point Zion, right? And it's something that Stan Van Gundy kind of unleashed. Maybe I'll say maybe a month or so ago, where he gets the rebound and just goes, and he can facilitate the offense. He could play make, and we knew they said that he had a good basketball IQ, but I didn't know he could be the point guard for several possessions during the game. I knew about the athletic ability. We all knew he could jump out the gym. He was 6'6", 280 pounds, and still had a 40+ inch vertical. We knew about those things, but I didn't know about his basketball IQ. The fact that he could run point for your team for several possessions and do it well. That's what really has surprised me so far.
So speaking of that, like he's been, I mean, the comparisons to Shaq need to slow down. If you ask me, it's just
it's too early for that.
It's too early. Yeah. But they don't have a terrible team. Like they got Zion, they got Brandon Ingram, they have Malcolm Brogdon too, I think.
No, we don't have Brogdon. He's in Indiana.
All right.
We got Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, Eric Bledsoe. So like, what's the issue? Like, why do they struggle so bad, especially at home?
Defense. Got to play some defense, man. And it's one of the reasons that we got rid of Alvin Gentry last year and then signed Stan Van Gundy to be the coach, is to hold the team accountable on that end, to be better on defense. And we've showed flashes here and there, but we should be a lot better on defense. Lonzo Ball is a good individual defender. Eric Bledsoe is an excellent individual defender. Like, he's somebody who's been on all NBA defensive teams. Zion, he's young, so he's going to struggle on the defensive end at times. And moving his feet, sometimes he's going to struggle. But he still can make plays because he's so athletic. He can make blocks and stuff like that. Brandon Ingram, with his length, should be good on defense. Damian Adams is a good defender. So it doesn't make sense for us as a team to be bad on defense when we have good individual defenders. So I think I have to look at Stan Van Gundy and say, what's going on that end to where we're not good on defense when we have individuals who could play defense. So it's his first year. He didn't have a normal offseason to implement his defense the way he wanted to. So I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt there. But right now I have to look at Stan Van Gundy and say, it's on you, the fact that we're underachieving right now.
That was absolutely the case with the Sixers for the past few years. Before we got Doc Rivers, the majority of the fan base here was, and fans say whatever, right? Especially these days on Twitter and social media. But I wholeheartedly agree with the majority of them that the scheme wasn't fit with the personnel, and it's become evident, in my opinion. I mean, because you're seeing, just so much more fluid team, a much more fluid team, I should say. With under Doc Rivers this year, you're seeing Embiid, just come out of it. Ben Simmons, granted, he's not having the best offensive season, as he's had in the past, or good as an offensive season as he's had in the past. But I just think that he's been playing more comfortably, I think, Ben doesn't seem like he's pressured. I don't know. Like scheme means so much, and I think you're probably 100% right on that. I think you have to look at the coach in that position because you name those guys, and it's just how are they a bad defensive team? It just doesn't make any sense.
Like the players got to buy into the coach's system.
It's very true as well. Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious. I mean, Joe Embiid is having MVP year.
Right. And he obviously clearly bought. I mean, when they signed Doc, I mean, he was one of the first to come out and like this is awesome, and he was so on board. Him and Ben both were just
he's playing out of his mind.
Doc was actually going to take he was going to take a year off, and then the Sixers, Elton Brand called his agent, and he was like, "This is probably the only team that I'm not going to take a pause for." Because of Embiid and Simmons. And, coming from outside of Philly, I'd like to get your take on Ben Simmons because, yes, there are things that we wish he all did, but, like, the way he affects the game, like, you don't see it in the stat sheets. This guy can – he might be the best – like, you can make the argument that he's the best defensive player in the league. He can guard all 5 positions. He can facilitate. He can rebound. He leads the league in fast break dunks. So, like, from an outside of a Philly perspective, like, what's your take on Ben Simmons?
I think people need to appreciate him for what he is, right? Do I want him to have at least some type of inkling of want to take a jump shot? Yes. Like, I would love to see him at least just challenge the defense somewhat to where, like, you see certain times where defenders are 20 feet off of him and he's not even looking at the rim. I think that needs to change. But when you talk about his impact, I got him for Defensive Player of the Year so far. Like, his impact on that end is amazing. His vision on fast breaks, you said fast break dunks, you can't stop him. If he's going downhill, you don't have a wall, it's 1-on-1 or 1-on-2, he's getting through and dunking the ball. Like, you're not stopping him. So if you have somebody who's 6'10", who can run point in that way, pretty much all teams would take him outside of people who have like a Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, someone like that. All other teams would take a Ben Simmons. So for all of the criticism that he receives, people would definitely take Ben Simmons on their team. I love Lonzo. Like, Lonzo Ball is a good defender, improved shooter, but I would take Ben Simmons over Lonzo because even though Lonzo's a good defender, Ben Simmons is a great defender, right? And even with his lack of shooting, he still impacts the offensive end. Now, come playoff time, that's where the lack of shooting can really hurt you. We've seen in the past where teams are going to be like, okay, they're going to play you differently. They're playing you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row. So now they know, okay, we know exactly where Ben is. If he's going to cut, we know where to stop him. But we know we can leave him alone. Now we can double Embiid. We can double Harris on the drive. There's shooting lanes aren't open for Steph Curry and Danny Green because Ben Simmons is out there. That's where it hurts. So they have to find a way to get past that. But Doc, as a coach, may be able to scheme up something to help that out, unlike Brett Brown was able to do.
I think that's that last part. I think is the biggest part because Ben Simmons' game hasn't changed. He just looks a little more comfortable in the system, but his game hasn't changed. Like you said, he's still not shooting. I mean, I guess he's attempted 2 threes. And doesn't have to attempt threes. I'm not even talking about threes, but he's attempted
mid-range.
I just want like a 16-footer.
Right.
Yeah.
And we still haven't seen that. So, like you just said, I mean, you have to come up with some special plan for him in order for him to succeed on the floor, especially in a playoff series. And with Doc's system, it does create more space, and so it would have been perfect for Ben to be able to learn that. Start taking that jump shot a little bit. It's just going to open everything else so much more. And he just, I don't know if it's, I think it's mental at this point. It
has to be. It's some kind of mental block, dude. Like,
I don't know if he's afraid of failing. I don't know.
Wasn't there a report about him looking to see a sports psychologist about it?
Yep.
So it's definitely, I think he's admitted that it's mental. Yep. And at a certain point, you have to get over that hump and get over that fear of failure. I guess that's what it is, a fear of failure that once he starts shooting the ball and not making it, people are going to judge him. People are judging you for not shooting. Like, we'd rather you shoot and miss than just not shoot at all.
That's what happens when you see Kardashian's tits.
But he doesn't even have to shoot like a super high percentage. Like,
Yeah.
give me like a 12 to 16 footer at 35%. It's gonna like just open so much up.
Exactly. No, like with Zion doesn't shoot the ball a ton. Everything is at the rim. But every once in a while, if you leave him just butt naked open, he'll take the shot. And that's all you want. Just every once in a while, if we're gonna leave you 20 feet open, you'll take the shot and you'll make them be at least honest with you. And next thing you know, if you pump fake out there, they saw you shoot before, now you got a free lane to the rim.
Right.
Yeah, they're not going to just give you a free shot and go, he's going to miss it anyway. They're going to say, no, we got to watch this. We can't just give up 2 points here, you know? I guess the one thing that Ben has kind of worked on or developed a little bit, he started doing a hook shot here and there. So, like, okay, I mean, at least it's better than nothing. I mean, he's starting to do something there, I guess. So,
but then he has that reverse layup that he did the other night, and you're like, yeah,
I know
the athletic ability of this dude,
and then it makes you free, like, and you're like, it's all forgive him because he doesn't shoot because he does stuff like that, and he's one of the best slashers in the game. It's like, okay, but that's interesting. Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question, Ryan, because I am. You see a lot of things on like Bleacher Report, and people just attack Ben, and you can tell a lot of them don't watch the game. They just don't. They just judge off what everyone else is saying. Because he doesn't shoot, he stinks. It's like, come on. Clearly, you don't watch the game. You don't watch.
There's another stat about him. I don't know if you've seen this, Damian. When he's not on the floor, the Sixers' 3-point percentage is the worst in the league. When he is on the floor, their 3-point percentage is the best in the league. Maybe not the best, but it's up there.
It's up there, yeah. It's up there.
Yeah, it makes sense because you think about all he creates. When he drives, you have to collapse because he's so big, so athletic. Now you get open shots for Steph Curry. You get open shots for Danny Green. So those shots get open because Ben Simmons is so good at what he does, and he's a good passer. Passing the ball on point is something that is underappreciated in basketball. Like you have to catch the ball over here or catch it over there and then shoot it. You're more likely to miss it than when it comes in the pocket. Mm-hmm. So I think that's something that Ben Simmons does well. Like LeBron is known for that as well, like hitting the person right in the pocket and they're ready to shoot. I think it makes a big difference as well.
That blue collar grit.
Yeah.
No. So NBA in general, we're getting towards the playoffs here. It's coming up quick, and you're starting to see some teams kind of fall a little bit. Boston's kind of struggling here and there, and I don't know. Like in general, what are you looking at as far as? I guess let's start with the Eastern Conference. We'll do that. Who do you think comes out of the East? Because I mean, obviously the Nets are getting hot right now, but. I might be in the minority here. I said it a couple weeks ago. I think the Sixers could take the Nets in 7. I don't know what it is. It's just a matchup thing. Although they did get a little stronger with Aldridge, but
no defense.
That's kind of where that's kind of why I would.
No defense.
Yeah.
So for me, I do think Philly could beat the Nets because they have no answer for Embiid. Even with Aldridge is good offensively. Right, he can go down there, score you 15 points. He still can do those things, but defensively, he's not there. He's not there defensively. Because when you think about how he looked in San Antonio, that wasn't a fluke, right? It wasn't like he quit on his team. He can't move on defense. Embiid, that's barbecue chicken, like Shaq would say, against Aldridge. He was going to have his way. Now, the problem is they're going to swarm him. They're going to double. That's where that point I came in earlier comes in. What does Ben Simmons do in that situation? When they start swarming Embiid, they're doubling. And they're going to double off of Ben Simmons because everybody else on the court can shoot. And does he take advantage of that? Are they going to go through Tobias Harris for the offense in that situation? Tobias Harris has been playing great this year. He's at an all-star level so far. Do they go through him because Embiid is getting doubled just to do things differently? And it's going to be a good coaching matchup. We're going to see what Steve Nash is really made of if you guys meet in the conference finals. Doc Rivers has been there, done that. He's going to know just the little nuances and little different things to do in a playoff series. Will Nash know that, right? And Nash has all the assistants in the world, so he's going to have help there. But ultimately, it comes down to him making that right adjustment or not making that adjustment and letting his guys play. I think that's where Philly really has the advantage is that coaching matchup with Doc Rivers.
That's a great point. And on top of that, the Nets have been kind of banged up. I mean, not that the Sixers have been the healthiest either. I mean, Embiid's just come back from injury now, but it was a minor injury, honestly. I think it was more precautionary than anything. But the Nets have been banged up. They've had some semi-serious injuries, so that's another thing too. It's not like Durant's been the healthiest,
No.
Now Harden's kind of sitting out, and I don't know what's going on with him, but so
like Kyrie's always got something that pops up.
Right.
You might have to go to a virtual, town meeting or something.
You might have a birthday party to go to.
Yeah. So, but something always comes up with him, and their depth has gotten better as the season has gone on with
definitely.
But I just, especially with George Hill, as long as George Hill is 100% healthy by the time the playoffs start, I think it comes down to whoever has Game 7 at home. Especially with fans in the stands now. I think it's imperative for the Sixers to get the 1 seed.
By May, it's going to be at least. I think it's going to be at least 50% capacity.
Right. So, I think if the Sixers get the 1 seed, I really like their chances. I think it's imperative for them to get it.
I agree with that. You guys do play very well at home, so I do think it is important for you guys. For Brooklyn, they have fans, but they don't have a home court advantage. Like you're not going to go to Brooklyn and be like, oh, the fans are going to be so loud there in Brooklyn. Like there's a lot of
been there long enough.
Exactly.
Like Brooklyn scores a lot of points, but they also give up a lot of points.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, their defense still isn't the best. They have flashes of great defense, but like I said, with Aldridge at center, he's not a rim protector. He's not somebody who's going to just hold up Embiid to stop him from getting there. Like Embiid's going to have a field day if they don't come up with a game plan to double and swarm him and be able to rotate on defense. But again, we always get back to Ben Simmons. What would he do in that situation?
But the Embiid thing, like I'm not concerned with Aldridge and who else they're going to throw at him? Blake Griffin?
Claxton. The backup.
These guys are going to fail out every game. He shoots 90% from the line. So like
even if they do, I mean, like Damian said earlier, Tobias Harris is probably your next. I think he's your number 2 option. At that point, I mean, despite Ben being probably your next best player, just Tobias is your next best offensive option. I think he's the one that has to step up. So, I mean, Tobias has been, like we said, he's had a really good year this year. But I want to see him maintain this. I want to see him do this in the playoffs because they need him to do this in the playoffs. You can't just rely on Embiid's, points alone.
Yeah,
Tobias, he shines under Rivers.
But but that's what it's going to like. You want to see it in the playoffs. Like his average has to go up 3-4 points a game in the playoffs because of the lack of scoring that you're going to get from Ben Simmons. Yeah. So I mean, they all do really. I mean, Seth Curry has to average 18 points a game. Danny Green's got to average 17 points a game. Does that not make for fun shit? That's going to be a fun series.
Fun shit.
And we're always talking like it's a foregone conclusion, but it definitely seems
you still got some other teams in the East, though.
I was going to say Milwaukee's playing well right now. So like, there's other teams that are coming up. I mean, so
I mean, it's a complete and utter disappointment if the Sixers aren't in the conference finals at least.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to downplay them, but even with all Depot, I think the Sixers are much better than the Heat, and I don't.
I mean,
I'm not sold on the Bucks. I'm not until the Bucks.
They match up well with the Bucks.
Right.
I mean, this compared to 3 years ago, bro. They're heavy in the conversation.
Yeah. Actually, I think the Bucks might give the Nets a run for their money. The Bucks have, and with the lack of defense from Brooklyn, the Bucks have they got. Their starters can shoot threes, and they got 3 guys that come off the bench that can shoot light up from 3-point land. Yeah. So, the Nets are going to have their hands full with them.
Hopefully, those two just beat the hell out of each other. Yeah. What about the Western Conference? What do you think happens there?
Bloodbath.
Yeah, I think it's just a free for all there, man.
Well,
it's a bloodbath out there, and with the Lakers dealing with LeBron and AD being out, they could fall down to 7 or 8, have to play in one of those play-in games to get in. And then you think about a team like Utah or Phoenix having to play the Lakers in the first round, or even if they get up to the 6th seed and maybe you get Clippers versus Lakers in the first round, the fact that the Lakers are going to have to fight their way from a bottom seed to get there is going to make it even harder for all the top teams. The West, I really think you could look at maybe 5 or 6 teams in the West. So you got the Lakers. Once LeBron and AD comes back, they're a championship contender. The way Phoenix has been playing, defense, offensively, they're a contender. Utah, you got to take them seriously the way they played this year.
The Jizz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Dallas with Luka. Luka gets hot. You got to take them seriously the way they've been playing lately. Bless you. There's a lot of teams in the Western Conference that could come out. So I'm really looking forward to Western Conference playoffs. Like the game last night between Phoenix and the Clippers was really good. That could be a second round matchup. That would be really, really good to watch. So the Western Conference, man, Andy, I really have a feeling that it's one of those rare years where you don't know who's the favorite coming out. Usually you have an idea of like this team's the top, then other teams could win if something happens to the top team. But the West this year, there's no clear-cut top team.
Think about the Jazz though. Like they're dominating the Western Conference all year, right? Got that number 1 seed, and their reward is to play a fully healthy Lakers team in a 7-game series in the first round.
It could be. It would be crazy.
Yeah,
it's just so hard to not. I mean, with the Lakers with LeBron, like it's so hard to not say the Lakers, right? Because when has LeBron not made the finals? I mean, he's there every year. So
yeah, when he's healthy, pretty much he's there. But it's
something's different, though. These other teams just look better, though.
They do. Every team in the West from last year in the playoffs. I even mentioned Denver. Right. Jokic has been balling. Jamal Murray. I think the addition of Aaron Gordon is major for them. Like that's another team that could truly make a run to the finals. Like there's so many teams that are good in the Western Conference. Yeah. So even though LeBron, you have to give him that benefit of the doubt because of his history. That West is tough, man. They're like bloodbath.
The Clippers, Paul George is playing out of his mind right now. They need Paul George to show up in the playoffs, though.
Mm-hmm.
A guy has a name like Playoff P, and he chose the playoffs his whole career.
Right.
So he needs to do it in the playoffs. Because you're going to get out of Kawhi. Yeah. So if Playoff P shows up, the Clippers are going to be a very, very, very tough out.
Tough. And Rondo definitely helps with that.
Yeah.
I think they needed Rondo to help run the offense when things get bogged down. When it's playoff time, teams know your sets, right? They know everything you're going to run. Rondo can help you get into better position, help Kawhi get the ball in the perfect spot, help Playoff P become Playoff P, and get the balls in the right spots where he can hit the shot whenever he needs to. So I think the Clippers are a legit contender. I think them choking last year, which it definitely was a choke job, but I think that was more of a product of the environment of the bubble. The bubble was just weird. Like a lot of weird things happened in that bubble. So I do think the Clippers are better than what they showed last year in the playoffs when they choked against Denver. I think we'll see it this year.
I'm glad they choked, though, because that got us Doc Rivers.
It did.
It's true.
It is true. I got a scenario for you guys.
Scenario me, guy.
How about a hypothetical?
Oh yeah, I like hypotheticals. Yeah.
All right, so I saw this on Twitter, and I thought this is something I wanted to share on the show and see what you guys think. Because I honestly still can't come up with an answer on this. Who wins in a 1-on-1? You with LeBron's build and his athleticism, but your basketball skills, or LeBron with his basketball skills, but your build and athleticism?
I'm taking his knees out. I'm winning. I'm Kenzo in him. He's getting a left hook.
So my basketball skills with LeBron's body and athleticism?
Yes. Or LeBron's skills with your build?
I'm taking my basketball skills with his build and athleticism. Because I'm not a terrible basketball player. I'm not good, but I'm not terrible.
See, that's kind of where I was, but then I was also like,
that's a 6-point game, bro.
You give me that body and that athleticism, though, I'll dominate.
So you're saying you with his build and athleticism? No, you with his
body and his athleticism, but my basketball skills.
All right. See,
I would go the same way. I'm a decent basketball player. I still play ball now, decent shot. So if you give me LeBron's body and his athleticism with my skills, like I think I could beat my body with his skills. Because I'm 6'2", so then he would be 6'2". He's not as dominant, not being 6'8", whatever he is, 270. So you give me his body, 6'8", 270.
Of raw, just complete muscle.
Yeah.
If the ref ain't looking, I'm kicking in the balls, I'm poking in the eyes, I'm ripping off ears, I'm getting them fucking 2 points, no matter what it takes.
See, I think
I love it. I love to hear it.
The only thing I kind of like that stops me, because that was my answer too, right off the bat. I'm like, oh, easily, if I have his build, I'm going to dominate him. But then I think about guys like Allen Iverson, who were able to do what they could do with his build, and those skills he had.
Allen Iverson was a freak of nature, though.
Pound for pound, probably the best player ever, dude. Like
he dicked Michael Jordan right out of his sneakers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's So that's the only thing that's like holding me up. It's like, but his skills, I mean, his shot, his ability to drive, he'll still be able to drive on me. Like, he still has those skills.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a good point too, because I'm 6'2", 210. So LeBron's skills in my body would still be an NBA player. It'd just be a point guard.
Right.
But he'd still be very good. He'd probably be like Russell Westbrook, but more efficient. Like that's what he would be.
And he could play defense. And he could play
defense on you.
Imagine Allen Iverson as a Jeopardy host because Trebek is dead. Whoever wins, he's trying to hit him up for $10,000.
Let's wonder where he's going with this.
Casino, dog. Let's go to the casino, yo.
Yeah, he's doing those points. What are they? Pointsbet.com?
Yeah.
Now or whatever. Him and
you won on Jeopardy, but I'm going to have to hit you up for $10,000.
Yeah, him and Devin Hester both doing these commercials now for that gambling site.
Devin Hester.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name in 10 years, man. Man, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know where. I still don't know where I would go with it. I kind of side with you guys, but then I'm like looking at that point of it, and I'm like, man, I don't know. Just because I'm taller and have his build doesn't mean I'm better than him. Like he can still,
like I said, I'm poking you in the eyes. I'm kicking you in the balls.
It will be tough. It'll be tough because I'm trying to imagine me with LeBron's skills, like my size build with LeBron's skills, because he still will have the basketball IQ. So that's what will make it so tough.
Yeah, I think that's why I would have to go my build and athleticism with his skills. I think I would take that. I'd take my chances with that.
Like, how long has LeBron James been in the league?
18 years.
Year 18.
2002, 2003.
Like, enough.
I think he's going to try to last longer than Tom Brady. I think that's what it's
going to he wants to play with his son.
I'll tell you what, man.
I'm not tired. I'm not tired of LeBron James, the basketball player. I'm tired of the LeBron James worried about the LeBron James brand guy.
Yeah, the LeBron James media crap.
But like just him playing basketball, I'm not tired of that. That's so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's the other shit. Like, shut the fuck up. I had enough.
Basically, you're saying,
Shut the fuck up!
Like Space Jam 2. Anybody see the trailer for that? Like,
I was going to bring it up.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous.
But didn't the first one look ridiculous though?
It's pretty fucking ridiculous.
But
that's what I was going to say. Like, I think we hold the first one to a standard that
it's because it's Jordan.
We haven't watched it in a while. Like the first one wasn't really good. We just were younger when it came out.
Because it's Jordan.
Yeah, because it's Michael Jordan. We hold it to this regard. Like I think I was 6 when it came out. So for me, it was like, oh my God, Michael Jordan. The reason I picked up a basketball, Michael Jordan. But I have to look at Space Jam 2 for what it is. There's some 6-year-old that's going to watch that movie and be like, this is the reason I picked up a basketball. Yeah. LeBron James. Yeah. You know
hey, LeBron James and Jason Peters, enough. Get the fuck out.
I think I saw something that's like, he needed Bill Murray and Newman from Seinfeld to win.
Hello, Newman.
That's who he had as his teammates, as Jordan has his teammates, and then LeBron has like the super
Clay Thompson.
Yeah,
Clay
or he's playing
Clay Thompson's a villain.
He's playing
against Klay Thompson and Damian Lillard, down to Rossi.
Yeah, that's pretty. I'll tell you what, they did a nice job with their
That's a pretty good team.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah.
But again, it's not. It's Looney Tunes, man. I think we're looking at it as if it's going to be,
Looney.
So I'm glad you brought it up because I wanted to bring up Space Jam 2, the trail. I don't know.
All right, so okay, the change
I'm not
subject
going
a
anywhere.
little bit.
It's brought for kids.
The Braves just hit a 2-run homer, right? Get the fuck out of here with that.
Well, wait a minute, Ryan. If you're a Braves fan, you're doing it.
I don't care. I'm not a Braves fan. Get the fuck out of here with it.
Well, if you were a Braves fan, you're doing it.
But I'm not. Fuck this shit.
As much as the people hate the chop, people also hate the EAGLES chant too. So
I don't care.
Let's do it. Let's do it. EAGLES
Eagles. No,
I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can. Sure, you can.
It's April.
Yeah, don't lie to yourself. Yes, you can.
Speaking of NFL, it's a perfect segue. Damian, while we have you on, I thought maybe we hit you up real quick. See, now we got everyone else doing it. I mean, now we got everyone.
Yes,
Dave Peterson, Eagles. The NFL draft is coming up
phone ringing
at the end of the month. There's some trading going on. Eagles made a trade with Miami. They're trading out of the top 6. We thought we were going to get a wide receiver here.
One pick's going this way. One pick's going this way. This guy's standing here like, hey, what do you want from me?
So with the Saints, because they have an interesting dilemma. Drew Brees calls it quits, but I don't think they're going quarterback. But their complexion of the team probably changes. So I don't know. Like, I'd be curious to see what you think about what they do in the draft.
Yeah, we're probably not going to go QB because we're picking too late. If we were in that top 4, top 5, I could see us picking one of those top 5 guys that everybody's talking about. But I think we're going to give Jameis a chance this year. There's been a lot of talk about how Sean Payton really believes in Jameis Winston. And we all know what the problem with Jameis is, right? Turns the ball over way too much. But if there's anybody who can fix the turnover problem with Jameis Winston, it's Sean Payton, right? And Sean Payton's given me no reason not to trust him throughout the years. We've always had great offenses, and in Sean Payton we trust. So if he trusts Jameis Winston, I'm going to trust him with him. So for the
Jameis Winston just needs strong guidance. If he can get that strong guidance, I mean, he can excel for what he's been in college.
Yeah, I definitely believe that as well. He has the arm talent as well. That's one thing that Drew Brees at the end didn't have, was the arm strength to get the ball downfield. And it really bit us in the butt when we played against the Bucs, because the Bucs are like, all right, we're going to pressure you. We're going to dare you to throw the ball over our heads. We couldn't do it. And Drew threw 3 interceptions because of it. So as much as I love Drew, he's the greatest Saint of all time. We're going to build a statue probably next year for him outside the Superdome. He just no longer has the arm talent to do it. So Jameis does have it, and now has the guidance of Sean Payton, that strong guidance that Gary was talking about. So I do believe that he'll be able to thrive in our system. But as far as the draft, I could see us going in a couple of different ways. We do need a number 2 receiver now. We let go of Emmanuel Sanders. He went to the Bills. So if there's a receiver there, I could see us doing that. Or I could see us going with a linebacker if there's a really good linebacker there, or an edge rusher.
Okay.
So, you got a feel for what goes on in New Orleans. I get a sense that Sean Payton's almost relieved that he finally retired.
That could be. It could be, because the last couple of years, I actually said Drew should have retired after last season, and we should have kept Teddy Bridgewater, right? But he stayed an extra year.
He's getting paid now.
Say it again.
He got paid. Bridgewater.
Yeah. No, he got paid. Teddy Bridgewater. He got paid last year for the Panthers. So when Teddy left and Drew stayed, that put us in a position where we had to move on and see what we had in Taysom Hill. And Taysom started a few games last year. He was able to go 3-1, but he's not a NFL quarterback. Like when you watch those games, you guys beat us. We were on an 8-game winning streak, and we had Taysom in, and you guys got ahead of us. We couldn't come back because Taysom is very limited in what he could do. So the games he won, we beat Atlanta twice. Atlanta sucks. In the other game, we beat Denver. Denver had no QBs due to COVID. The only reason he was the best QB in that game is because the other team didn't have one. So Taysom Hill can't be our starting quarterback. He's great as the just jack of all trades guy. I love him in that role. Very athletic. Be a running back, be a wide receiver, be a tight end, be a QB at times. So I think Jameis is the right way to go. And like to your statement, though, I do think Drew was holding us back a little bit. So Sean Payton, in the back of his mind, could be relieved a little bit to move forward with somebody who does have an arm, who he can try to mold and try to have a new challenge. Right? He's been working with Drew Brees for the past 15 years. He's probably ready for something new as far as trying to challenge himself. And if he gets to the Super Bowl with Jameis Winston, his ticket is sold. Like he's good.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. The fact that Sean Payton's he could be relieved that now the reins are off. He can do whatever he wants. He can let Hill play more without feeling guilty. He can, just like Winston. Look, we all, like you said, we know what Winston's capable of. He has a hell of an arm.
Yeah.
It's just his mistakes, and I don't know. I don't know if he can overcome that.
We all had skeletons in our closets.
Well, he's now a year. And this is actually a kind of sober Gary, believe it or not. Most times Gary by this point is already rambling and his eyes are half open.
I'm not far from there.
All right, well, good. Friday night ritual for Gary, for all of us. Cheers, you bastard.
That's all I got.
Cheers, you bastard. How's your margarita?
All we need.
How's your margarita, by the way?
I'm already done, man. I gotta get my second cup, man.
Yeah, you gotta get hooked up with that. But yeah, I never thought about that, and that there's something to be said for that. Like now, he might feel a little more released to do a little more with that offense because he's got. Look, Drew Brees is one of the most accurate passes ever, if not the most accurate passer ever.
Jameis Winston under Short Payne, he can do some stuff.
He's gonna be able to wing it, man, and Michael Thomas might actually love that. That's gonna be interesting to see what they do.
So who's the? I mean, Michael Thomas. We all know what Michael Thomas is. He's a great receiver, but who's their like deep guy?
So we have Traequan Smith. He's somebody who can stretch the field. In college, he was known for that. But in the offense with Drew Brees, we weren't able to use him in that way enough. So he'll definitely get more of those chances with someone like Jameis Winston. Also, Deontay Harris, he's our punt returner, but we started using him more in the offense and later in the year. But the playoff game against the Bears, he caught, I believe, 7 or 8 passes in that game. And he's a burner, like 4-2, 4-3 type guy. He definitely could go deep. So we have a few people that can go deep. We have a guy that was in our practice squad that we moved up later in the year in Callaway, who was also very good going deep. So we got some deep threats there. We just need that second durable receiver, that second guy to be a possession guy along with Michael Thomas to really stabilize the offense.
I mean, don't forget they got Kamara as well.
And Kamara definitely could go deep. He could split out wide, come out the backfield. That's a great point.
Yeah, that's the most dangerous weapon in football, in my opinion, man.
Absolutely.
And I think, early in the season, he wasn't. He went through a period where he wasn't catching passes. I'm like, what are they doing? Like he's probably he's the most dangerous guy probably on the field with the ball in his hands, and they weren't doing that, and they just kind of limited him to carries, and they kept putting in why is his name slipping me? The other running back,
Murray
from Atlanta.
Oh yeah, Latavius Murray,
the backup running back for the Saints. Damn.
Murray.
Jesus, yeah. Wow.
We only said it 3 fucking times.
Right. Where'd he come from, Sean?
My cable kicked out. I lost everybody for a second. I lost all.
You're just sitting there talking to yourself. What the hell is his name? Oh man, where's it come from?
I'm sorry.
Man. Yeah. As we're saying it, and shit, and Sean's just like, man, what was his name? Why can't I think of his name?
Excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
And I'm looking. I'm like, why aren't they helping me out? And I look down. I'm like, oh shit! I stole the thing. I put it back in. I'm like, oh damn it. Very sensitive. This is why I'm glad with the remote thing. When we're almost done, we're getting there. We got 2 more.
Sometimes when you pull it out, you got to put it back in.
That's
Sean.
it. That's right. Oh, man, it's not.
He starts the count and then he pulls out.
we have 2 more remote shows, and then we take 2 weeks off, and then we go live for the first time in over a year. So I'm going to be glad when we're done with this setup that we have here. So
yeah. COVID suck my balls.
That's right. That's right.
Fuck your ass. Yeah, it feels good.
There's the Gary we know.
Yeah, it feels good.
Damian, why don't you tell everybody where they can find your show and where they can download it and everything?
Yeah, so the name of my podcast is called The Real Deal with Damian Adams. You can find it wherever you listen to podcasts. So if you're listening to this one on Apple, Spotify, Google, you can find my podcast there as well. You can find my podcast wherever you listen to this podcast, and go ahead and subscribe to The Real Deal with Damian Adams. And I also do another one called The 3rd and 3 Podcast, which is a mostly football podcast that you can subscribe to on any platform as well. And on social media, find me at The Real Deal WDA on all social media platforms.
Nice.
Awesome. I don't think I gotta follow you on Twitter. I was thinking about that today. So now I know where to find you. So there's that. Awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I'll follow back. I believe I'm already following you guys on Twitter.
Okay. So, man, now I probably
you feel awful. You feel awful, Sean.
I do. I feel terrible. I'll have to look it up. I probably do. I probably already follow you. I don't know. If I don't, I will.
So Damian, why New Orleans? Is that where you're from?
Yeah. Born and raised right outside New Orleans.
So you know what mud bugs are.
I do.
That's right, because we had Mike Diddy on, and he came from New Orleans too initially, and I think we were talking about that with him too.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are they?
So for me, like with mud bugs, it's just ladybugs, though. Like, but you also have
crawfish. Crawfish.
Oh, you talking about the crawfish. Some people call them mud bugs. Yeah, crawfish. For me, you gotta suck the head. Pause.
Yep.
With it, say you snap it out, get the juices out. Exactly, get the juices out. And I'm really good at getting the tail out.
Ever going to
pull it straight out.
Ryan, it's not. It's not as bad as it sounds.
It's not as bad as it sounds. I'm not sucking a bug.
No, it's a crawfish.
It's crawfish.
I'm not sucking a crawfish either.
Stop lying. You suck all kinds of shit.
Just ass.
Crawfish is delicious.
Certain dogs with a certain kind of peanut butter.
Oh my god.
Speaking of that, Damian, you got a dog? You got a dog?
No, I don't do dogs. I don't do dogs.
Yeah, good answer. Good answer. Don't answer.
Yeah, what was that movie with Matthew McConaughey and fucking Sandra Bullock and fucking Samuel L. Jackson? You're goddamn right. I think they deserve to die.
It was yes, they deserve to die, and they should burn in hell.
That one's on.
Yeah. What about it?
What was the name of that movie?
I don't know. Why you bring that up? What's the reference?
Well, it was filmed in New Orleans.
I remember. All right, I got you.
And that's where they were talking about mud bugs.
Sean, post the last comment.
There you go. That's for you.
Not yet. Fuck you.
Oh man, well, Damian, it was great as always to have you. We'll do it again soon, man. And best of luck with the show. And by the way, congratulations. You got married since we last talked. And
congratulations.
Hopefully it's doing well for you, man.
Oh, thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate being on the show. It's always a good time. You never know what you're going to hear on this show. I love that. Love to unpredictability. I can't even talk right now.
Another margarita, man.
It's not predictable. Margarita. Yeah, it's not predictable though. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Thank you guys so much, and I'll definitely have you guys on my show soon, man. Good luck with everything.
Thanks, man, and go Sixers tonight.
Go Pels. Go Pels.
There you go.
Good night, Dave.
All right, take care, man. Damian Adams joining us tonight. It was cool. It was good to have him on. Jumping all those for a bit.
Yeah, he's a knowledgeable dude.
Yeah, he is. He loves his basketball, man. He's very knowledgeable with the basketball for sure. I didn't want to get into the Eagles with the draft and all. I mean, that's not going to interest him. I was just curious to see what towards the back end what he was thinking was going to happen there. Oh shit, there was one thing I want to ask him about, but I'll bring it up while you were drunk. The Paul Pierce situation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him about that. I forgot. So that's all right. Yeah. So let's do SSCS. Actually, you know what? Fucking Gary ran out on us.
I'll be back.
Yes, he will. I can hear him. I can hear him staggering around. There he is. Grabbing another brew. All right. I'm gonna go first. Sound good?
Yeah, there you go.
Seeming swallowing cocksucker of the week. And this is why. You cocksucker! I'll punch you in the mouth.
So my SSCS of the week is Minnesota Twins manager Rocco Baldelli. We remember Rocco Baldelli from the Tampa Bay Rays team that we beat in the World Series back in 2008. Well, he now manages the Minnesota Twins. He took out his pitcher. I think it was the second day of the season, second game of the season. Jose Barros. He had 84 pitches. All right, he took him out, right? Okay, 84 pitches. He also had a no-hitter going.
Oh yeah, I heard this.
And he took him out. 84 pitches, had a no-hitter, and you took him out of the game. I'm sorry, dude. Like, I understand it's not always about personal accolades and all this, but that's a once-in-a-lifetime potential thing for him. It's probably something he's always dreamed about. You know, it's a pipe dream for someone. To come into a Major League Baseball game and to throw a no-hitter, and he had an ample opportunity.
A pipe dream.
That's right, and he took him out, and that's just messed up.
Yeah, like the personal accolades, I get that, but like you're going for a no-hitter, like you got to let it ride, man. You got to let it ride.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're getting to the 120 pitch mark and you're in the 8th inning. Okay, now maybe, and I get it. It's so early in the season, maybe you're worried about the future of the season for him.
Eckhart, think about the future.
Maybe that's what he was doing. He's just thinking about the future. But that might
fuck me in my ass. It felt so good.
Well, that's basically what the pitcher. That's basically what Rocco Baldelli did to the pitcher.
Fuck me in my ass, man. Shit.
That's what he did.
You fuck me in my ass, man.
So that's my SCS. Ryan?
Seeming swallowing cocksucker of the week. And this is you cocksucker! I'll punch you in the mouth.
Mine is good old Draymond Green. So he had said something about he wishes like female sports people would just keep their mouth shut and just basically go out there and play. He got reamed for that. And then he said, this is on top of him saying he's the best defensive player ever to play the game. He's not even the best defensive player of his era. Now he's saying he's going to be an NBA TV analysis because everybody that does it now doesn't know the game and they're fucking everything up. Which that may be the case. Like he may be right. But like who does this dude think he is? Like How does a guy who has a career at what's he have an 8-point-a-game average?
Yeah, who appointed you GM of the NBA?
7 point,
Cocksucker.
7 or 8 career average rebounds. Like who are you? Like the only reason you got the accolades, the only reason you got the rings is because you played with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. Like if you weren't on that team, you wouldn't have the rings. Like you're a mediocre player. Like,
yeah, bro. I get it, bro.
Just shut the fuck up, man. Like I'm so tired of him.
Yeah.
So
he's not my favorite player at all. Look, best defensive player ever. I mean, give me Dennis Rodman over him. Give me Scottie Pippen over him.
Get Gary Payton. Like
dude, the glove. I'll take Gary Payton over him.
He's got a good first name.
It's such a yes, he does. it's just such a pompous thing to say. I'm the best defensive player to ever play the game. When
He's a fucking putz.
yeah, he is kicking people in the nuts and shit.
Yeah, fucking putz.
Okay. All right, Gar.
Seeming swallowing cocksucker of the week. And this is why. You cocksucker! I'll punch you in the mouth.
Phillies relief pitcher Velasquez. You have one solid inning, and then
What
you
a
give up,
fucking jitbag.
and then you give up 4 walks. Your second inning pitching, like what the fuck? Enough with this guy already. It's time to move on from him.
Well, perfect segue. Let's
It's a
talk
shame.
Phillies baseball. Here we are. First weekend of the season. The Phillies are 5-1 to start off the season. And
Back in a couple minutes.
all right, what are they doing right now? By the way,
They are down 3-1 in the 6th.
oh, okay. Well, Wheeler pitching. That's a little rough. Atlanta's bullpen's kind of shitty. But yeah, Gary, if there was any blip, or yeah, I guess any pimple on their week, it's Vince Velasquez. You know what? Why don't we just hit on it because you just talked about it? Let's just get it out of the way and we'll talk about the good.
But you know what, Sean? I mean, I'm getting on negative a little bit with
No, it's fine. Let's start off with that and get it out of the way.
I mean, maybe if they gave him a little bit of run support, it wouldn't have been so bad. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Phillies are having trouble hitting. I mean, they're winning, but they're having trouble hitting. And they are. And I'm at my mom and dad's the other night. My brother's there. We're talking about this. He said, how can you say this so early in the season? I said, it's not that it's so early in the season. The last 2-3 years, there's been no run support for any of the pitching.
Last year, their offense was okay. I mean, they had a lead in 80% of the games last year. You know, the bullpen kind of blew it. I mean, if you win half of those games, 40% of those games, 30% of those games, you're in the playoffs last year.
Okay.
So I hear you with the offense kind of struggling a little bit until yesterday or until Wednesday or whenever they last played. Yeah, Wednesday when they scored 8 runs, they hit 3 home runs. It was a warmer day too. In defense of that, during the first series with the Mets, we had 20, 30 mile per hour winds. There were several home runs that would have went out on a normal day that were blown back.
Right.
You know, that's a couple of runs there. The one thing that is alarming is the runners in scoring position. That hasn't seemed to change.
They left a lot of runners on base, bro.
Yeah, they still keep leaving too many guys out there. So I'll say that's a concern. That hasn't gone away.
But the positive, in the beginning of the season, all analysts have said that the Phillies bullpen can become 25% better. They have a good chance.
Been a lot better.
Their defense and their bullpen, yeah, bro, it's much better.
Dave said too many outfield miscues, misjudging hit balls and late starts. Hope it cleans itself up. I saw Adam Hazley kind of make a big mistake. Yeah. He's struggling a little bit out there. I kind of chalked that up to him not getting a lot of reps during the spring training. He got hurt.
But there's no players. They have to learn to gel with a new team.
Well, Hazley's been with the team.
Yeah,
he was with the team last year, but and very little.
And not really like with baseball. You can either play the position or you can't. Mm-hmm. At Adam Hazley, to me, I know we're only 6 games into the season, but they need a center fielder.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
they need a center fielder. Well, whether that's the guy that's down in the minors or they make a trade or something.
I mean, give Herrera a chance.
I don't know. They got to do something though. They need a center fielder, and
his bat is very good, bro. Herrera's.
I mean,
so apparently his fists are too.
Yeah, I mean,
well, he told her to shut the fuck up.
But also, I know it's only 2 starts, but I'm a little concerned about Aaron Nola.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned
If he keeps going the rate he's going, now he is getting the W's, but if he keeps going the rate he's going, he's not going to last.
No, he's not getting the W's.
He was great. He was great in his first start. He had one bad pitch.
Dude, he would have given up, like, if it wasn't cold and windy, he would have given up 4 or 5 runs.
But I get what you're saying, right?
And then his second start, 80 pitches in 4 innings.
That's not good.
You know what I mean? Like, he's your number.
His second start was, and Dave's agreeing with you. No, not good at all.
He's your number 1 starter. You need a lot more out of him, especially because of the back end of his rotation. Like he has to be a lot better. He has to be, or the Phillies aren't going to be where we all want them to be.
Right, bro. And he burns out at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Phillies go into the playoffs and he's one of your top, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's definitely a concern for sure. It was kind of a concern at the end, towards the end of last year. We started to see him kind of fade a little bit, but I don't know. I'm not gonna. It's hard for me to kind of jump on that right now. I mean, it's 2 starts. The first start, like you said, it was. First of all, the conditions were not ideal. First starts of the season tend to never be your sharpest. They're not mid-season form yet. But the last start was a little worrisome for sure. It's a lot of pitches thrown in that many innings. So,
but the bullpen is much better than it was last year.
Oh, dude, it's night and day. It's night and day. Even what was the other game? They had an 8-2 lead in the 9th, and actually Mike Diddy texted me because I still don't feel good about this. I'm like, dude, you got to get that out of your mind. I said that was last year. That was an anomaly. I said that was a thrown together team with no spring training. Joe Girardi's first year manager. He doesn't know who these guys are. You had a jackass for a GM, and now you got this guy. Dabrowski comes in, builds this roster up. I think he's done a phenomenal job. I mean, he had some veteran arms who throw hard.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Kinsler is the only guy I think in the bullpen that doesn't throw like 98. I mean, and he throws 95.
Right.
They are a hard throwing bullpen, and it's actually exciting. It's actually exciting to watch these guys pitch.
Yeah. And who's the guy with that bushy fucking
Alvarado? Alvarado throws 100 miles per hour. He has
I'm talking to my brother the other night.
94 mile per hour slider. Good luck.
I'm saying I don't know what it is about that guy. I just have a love for him, and he's like, "You like chewing your nails?" I said, "Yeah, I love that kind of pitching. I just love it."
It's got a point there, that's for sure. The guy's a fireballer, but he's like,
he throws 100 miles an hour, and it's got movement.
That's 102 miles per hour.
Like, how is that possible to throw a ball that fast with movement? Like, it's crazy.
Oh, dude. And you know what, man? The last time I seen this, I'm like, it was Mitch Williams. Yeah.
Biting your nails.
Yeah.
I don't want that, man.
Like the old lady says, what do you
he's not your closer, though, so you don't really, you know what I mean?
But that makes it exciting, bro. That just makes it fun.
Don't it makes you grow gray hairs and throw things through your TV?
Are you changing the channel?
No, but like
you know what I mean?
Well, what? Like, because I'm not changing it. It's good. Like, it's okay.
You know what else is now? Hey, Gary, you know what else is now biting? The NCAA March Madness tournament. You don't fucking watch that either. So go fuck
out of here with that.
Go fuck yourself with that. By the way, Baylor Bears win the NCAA tournament.
Baylor fucking Bears.
How about that? I didn't think there was a chance. I knew Baylor was a good team all year, but they ain't fucking winning it. I can't see Baylor winning the title. This is crazy. There they go.
And if you actually think about it, they were pretty much dominating, and then they got hit with COVID.
Right.
And then, they got the fucking
they were like, honey. Honey contaminated. Hey, boo boo.
Look at Ryan, he's all mad.
I'm not mad.
Hey, yo. We got COVID.
Oh, boo boo.
I'm in the basement worried about government.
What are we going to do about the COVID? I don't know. Yeah, what the fuck's doing this?
Fuck with my ass, man. Shit.
That was fucking. What's his name? What was that fucking little asshole's name? Yogi and Boo Boo.
Boo Boo. Hey, Boo Boo.
Yeah, we'll just go golf. Yeah.
Here you go, Gary. Here's Dave's answer to your Mitchell. When was the last big thing Mitchell Williams was remembered for?
Oh, Joe Carter.
Yeah, so you want another Joe Carter mode?
So you want that?
Yeah, you want that? Is that what you want?
Oh,
is that what you fucking want?
Fuck you! I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Is that going to satisfy you?
Was that not a fun year for the Phillies?
Yeah.
They lost, though.
So what? Was it not fun?
I don't want to have fun. I want to win.
Like my ass.
Most jolly fucking chip bags on the face of earth. And they
I don't give a fuck. That was a fun fucking year for the Phillies.
Most hateable team as long
It
as
would
they
have been
win.
so much more fun if they won.
Well, I can't help it that Joe Carter was in the fucking league.
Apparently, Mitch Williams couldn't help it either.
Oh, fuck Dmx Williams. I'm talking about Joe Carter.
Jesus fucking Christ.
How about that?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What the fuck?
All right. So one positive, and I think this is a big
look, guys. All honesty,
thing for the Phillies.
Aside, was that not a fun Phillies season?
Of course it was.
Yeah, but they lost.
According to the guy who did our intro, was
Lenny Dice.
yeah. Thanks, Lenny. One big positive for this team that I've noticed, they take pitches.
Yes.
You know, Reese is first of all, Reese is off to a great start. And we were worried about him going into the season. We were like, I don't know what we're gonna get out of Hoskins. He's looking really good. He's getting on base. He's slapping the ball down the line. He's not trying to hit a home run every time he's up. Harper's look decent. JT's firing up a little bit. Didi's look good. Segura has had his moments.
It's not 80 degrees outside yet.
No, we need who's McCutcheon's kind of like been real quiet this year.
It's not 80 degrees yet, Sean.
Right.
So is I mean, Harper's had a hit or two, but Harper, he hasn't started great. Like, you know what I mean? He hasn't started like Bryce Harper.
Yeah, I think the other game he went 3 for 5 or something like that. Like, okay, cool. Like you're starting to heat up a little bit.
Right, right.
JT,
I don't know what he's doing tonight.
But I mean, Harper even in the field, like he'll break an arm to make a play.
Yeah, there's never a question of effort with Bryce Harper. But
absolutely
no.
And it's the weather hasn't gone above 75 degrees yet. Wait till it's 90. It's 90 to and it's fucking mid-July. And you're like, oh, let's see what happens. I'm telling you, man, this Phillies team.
Oh, absolutely. But
in the heat, you're gonna be like, nice.
Well, absolutely. But that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not that concerned about the offense right now. And
no, I'm not.
That's why I'm saying, like, the fact that they're seeing pitches well, and they're taking a lot of pitches, and they're making pitchers work. And once in a while you'll get a gift like the Mets manager pulling Jason something pitches in the game.
I'll also ask you guys, let's wait and see where this pitching staff is this time next month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Like there's just other little things that are concerning.
Dave, I think our double play relay is slow. Hope it improves.
It will.
I got to tell you, Didi's kind of having a rough start in the field a little bit. He's throwing flat-footed. He's a little slow reaction. Reaction time. So far this year, Segura's playing second, so that's it's not a new position for Segura, but that's not his natural position.
Right.
You're not getting 2011 Chase Utley out there, where he's been.
Defensively, what position? I mean, again, it's early. Looks like it might be solidified, though. It's third base.
Alec Bone's doing a nice job.
Baum's been good. He's been good.
I mean, even behind the plate, bro, when you need him to shine, he does.
Well, Yeah, I'm just talking about defensively, guy. Like the third base has been a problem for the Phillies for a long time, and it just finally looks like it seems like it might finally be solidified.
He's just small. You're not gonna. It's so hard to get a ball over his head, dude. He's 6'5" or whatever. Like, and he's long and like he's got a good arm. Actually, Dave just said that. It's strong third. Yeah. He's got a good arm. He's strong. His range is a little concerning to me, even though as tall as he is. I don't know if he's because of how tall he is, if he can get over to the line quick enough. I haven't seen too many of those plays yet. You know, it's funny. The other day, I was watching the game, and I said to my wife, I was like,
it's not over 80 degrees yet.
That has nothing
to do with playing defense.
Yes,
has nothing to play with defense.
I'll get there.
That is.
So that's Gary's answer for them right now. Wait till it's 80 degrees.
I'll get there.
That has nothing to do with defense. So my point was, the other day I'm watching the game, and I kind of sat there and I was like, for as much people hated Scott Rowland, I loved Scott Rowland. I really did. Even though he became a poopy pants and wanted to be traded. But dude, I couldn't blame him, dude. He's playing on the fucking vet turf. His knees are getting shot, and he's playing for a losing fucking team. That team sucked. When your answer to a starting pitching rotation is Brandon Duckworth, and you're trying to make the playoffs with him, who can blame? Who can blame him? So that's why I could never blame Scott Rowland for.
Oh, is that when Lieberthal was the catcher?
Yes, Lieberthal was an alright catcher. I mean,
he got his number retired.
Not right. He didn't have his number.
Way to get on the Wall of Fame.
Yeah, he's on the Wall of Fame. Because he was so fucking good. Fuck out of here. Phillies put everybody on the Wall of Fame.
Okay, so Dave's like, well, Schmidt was tall too, and we know how that worked. Well, Schmidt was 6'2", right? I think Schmidt.
Yeah, and let's let I love you, Dave, but let's hold up on the bomb that Schmidt comparisons.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, people forget how amazing Scott Rowland was.
He was a great third baseman. He really was.
Nothing got down the line.
His whole career.
Dave said the only player he disliked more than Rowland was J.D. Drew.
Again,
I understand it, but I don't blame Rowland. I just don't.
But now with Scott Rowland, this is at the same time when Rollins and the spotlight was on Rollins?
No, not yet. Rollins was just coming up. Rollins made his debut in like 2000.
All right, I got you.
We traded Rowland in 97, 98.
2002, I think.
It was that late?
I think so, yeah. I think Rowland was brought in like 96.
The Phillies are down 6-1.
I just think Scott he got a bum deal as far as fans go.
Dude, can you imagine if Rowland came up a couple years later and Rowland was your third baseman instead of Phillies?
Yeah.
Dude,
imagine having another power hitter at that position.
I mean,
so then the lineup would have had Rollins, Victorino, Utley, Howard, Worth, Burrell, and Rowland.
Yep.
Rowland was already gone. Is that when?
I'm just saying if he wasn't, you know what I mean?
If Rowland came up a couple years later,
right?
Or who was the third baseman? Who was the third baseman on that team?
Pedro Feliz.
Who?
Pedro Feliz.
Who?
He was very, very good defensively.
Good defensively.
Very good defensively.
Solid. Solid guy.
Yes. Can you imagine Rowland, Rollins, Utley, and Howard as your infield? That's good fucking luck. Dude, I don't know if anyone beats them in the playoffs for 3 years. I don't think anyone beats them. Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
You might not ever have. Well, yeah, you would, because Ryan Howard would have an error, but
no,
he would. I mean, I don't mean to put him down, but he would.
Yeah, he'd have an error, and he'd come out next and hit a fucking 400-yard home run.
But that middle infield with Rollins, and Utley,
that would have been pretty awesome.
Oh man!
Yeah, I don't know how you.
How you get a ball past the infield, man?
Yeah.
Like,
Let me take a piss. I won't talk about it.
All right. Sounds good.
All you're going to talk about is how total weather is 80 degrees.
Suck my fucking dick.
You can still hear us. Hey, Bob's gonna be a good third baseman. Wait until it's 80 degrees.
Like,
what
the fuck?
Fuck you! I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
So 6-1. So they're gonna probably lose their second game. Hey, you know what? It's fine, man. They're it's a this year is not a sprint. This year's a marathon again.
Right.
And
this little 6-game road trip, you're going to go 3-3.
Completely fine with that.
Right. And you're not gonna go 161-1. Like, it wasn't gonna happen. So
been very happy with their performance so far this year, for sure.
So yes, again, like, you know, it may be nitpicking the concerns that we have, but like all in all, there's a feel about them. There really is a feel about them. It feels different than previous years.
2019 is the third time. I'm sorry. Yeah, since 1915. 1915, 2019, and this year are the only three times that the Phillies start at 5-1 to start a season, which is pathetic to really think about it. But this team doesn't feel anything like that 2019 team. This feels like a real team.
Yeah. That's probably the perfect word. I'm not saying they're winning the World Series. I'm not saying they're winning this. They're winning that. They just feel legit.
Yep. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. For sure.
I mean, it's even if they do win the division, make the playoffs and stuff, like, it's going to be tough to beat the Dodgers for anybody in a 7-game series, man. If the Dodgers are, you know, healthy and everything. That team is stacked.
Trevor Bauer is having some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, he apparently he sent a couple baseballs in to Major League Baseball to investigate. He's saying he feels they're juiced because his ERA is like 4.5. Like, so he's having a bad out, and then he blames the baseball. Look, maybe he's right. I don't know. Maybe he has a chance to win that case, but it just seems like, you know, spilt milk to me. I think he's just not hitting his locations. He got a big deal. Look, I got to say this: Trevor Bauer isn't worth that money. He's had 1.5 good seasons. He's another Jake Arrieta.
It's Jake Arrieta. Yeah.
Yep. So he's having a struggle, and he's crying like a bitch, and crying like a bitch. And now, he's trying to get baseballs investigated.
That's a good fucking song.
Yeah, it is. Good tune, guy.
So one more thing with the Phillies. Again, it's only been one start apiece for them, but I don't know about the back end of this rotation, man. We need one of them guys to work out, and Chase Anderson didn't look. I mean, Matt Moore, it was his first start. Matt Moore, he's been a decent pitcher, but Chase Anderson didn't look good at all, man.
I mean, Anderson just threw a lot of pitches. I don't know how much work Anderson got in spring training.
Right.
You know, maybe it's just a matter of just getting reps in, but I don't know.
Again, man,
Matt Moore looked really good for the first
for like 3 innings.
Yeah, he looked really good, and then they kind of
some pitchers pitch better when it's 80+ degrees. Man.
That's it. I'm sorry. We got to wait till it's 80 degrees.
You're gonna be a dick about it.
Well, I mean, that's been your answer for everything we've said about them. So let's wait until it's 80 degrees.
No, Brian. The
this
bottom
episode
line
is 80 degrees.
Yeah,
80 degrees for Damian Adams. What the fuck do I have to do with 80 degrees? What the fuck are they talking about? Fucking drunks.
Is it 80 degrees when you're in that pussy?
Fucking right in the pussy.
You fat bitch! You fat bitch! I told you to wait till it was 80 degrees. You fat bitch!
Where's my goddamn turkey baster?
All I'm saying, Ryan, is when it's heat and it's in the summer and it's hot, some players play better. That's all.
Dave Peterson. This is fucking...
Let's see what he has.
We need to replace the lights at Citizens Bank Park with heat lamps then.
What are we, a bunch of snakes?
Oh, dude.
Apparently.
What are you, a bunch of fucking,
apparently they can't play
reptiles?
Yeah, apparently they're a bunch of iguanas. They can't play baseball until it's 80 degrees.
That's not the point that I was
not
making.
77, not 73 like it's been.
Not 81.
Not 81, but 80.
That's not the point that I was making.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
Said Alec Baum can't play defense until it's 80 degrees.
Fucking bomb.
Chase Anderson
fucking Alec Baum.
Chase Anderson can't throw less pitches until it's 80 degrees.
All right, fuck you. Suck my dick. How about that? Underneath my ball sack, 72 degrees. How about that?
I guess you perform well.
It stinks.
Fuck me in my ass. It feels good.
It feels good.
All right, while you were drunk, sound good?
Feels good.
It really feels good.
Baby, let me hear you. Oh, baby. Really feels good to you, baby. Let me take you away. Oh, baby. Tony has done it again. It feels good.
Oh, no, you didn't go there.
I am not drunk, man. You're trying to make me drunk.
It's time to catch up on some things you may have missed.
Do you think a six-pack is acceptable?
Wow, you were drunk.
Play the go.
Cats. What more do you
Fuck
need
me
to
in
know?
my ass. Feels good.
Fuck me in my ass, man. Shit.
Peterson said he thinks you should go see a doctor. 73 is not a good temperature for your balls. So while you were drunk, we already brought up DMX. We already brought up Space Jam 2. So there's
Space Jam 2. Space Jam 1 shouldn't even been fucking produced.
Speaking of
a sip of beer, Garrett, warm up.
Grant Hill will be taking over for Brian Colangelo. Taking over the Olympic. What the fuck is he saying?
Mute his mic.
The Olympic operations for the.
You're gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here. I ain't dead.
I got nothing. Grant Hill is taking over for Brian Colangelo, the Olympic operations.
Is it really Grant Hill or is it a burner account?
Colangelo's wife.
No, you didn't.
Colangelo's wife's really taking over.
Yeah. That ain't all she's taking.
I got to be honest. When I saw that news, I was actually stunned that Colangelo was still even a part of that. I thought maybe he would have lost that too. You know,
that's a shame what happened to him, man.
Sixers, by the way, are losing too. They're down by fucking 7 to the Pelicans.
The fucking Pelicans.
Oh man.
That'll be all right.
Like who named your team a fucking bird that delivers babies? A fucking pelican?
That's a stork.
Same fucking difference. It's a fucking pelican.
Who names a football team a bird?
Yeah.
No, well, let's not get carried away. At least they ain't from Utah.
What the fuck?
A bunch of fucking jizz.
I didn't mean to put that back up. Keeping with the basketball thing, Paul Pierce was fired. Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
Do you think he should have been fired for it?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's representing the ESPN and he's got strippers at his party. Like,
so what? You wouldn't have a stripper at your party?
I'm not saying that, but I wouldn't live broadcast it.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yes, you would.
I'm not Paul Pierce, Gar.
People are smoking weed in the background.
Right.
No one's social distancing, right? Because they're supposed to like represent.
Nobody has a mask on.
Yeah, they're all smoking weed and there's strippers in the background.
Yeah.
They're playing cards.
So we're smoking weed, pussies dripping on the sheets.
Right.
Yeah, I'd fire them too.
There's no mask on the stripper's vagina. Like, you can't have it. Surrounded by vaginas. Yeah.
Fuck me in my head.
Surrounded by vaginas.
Keeps me coming day and night.
I'm coming day and night.
Yeah, I agree.
Snail trails, and he's still got a job.
He's representing. Peterson says it sounds like a great party.
It did look like it really did look like a great party. It really did.
So why are you cursing him?
I wouldn't mind being there.
Right, but the fact that he went to Instagram Live and said, "Look at all the pussy juice all over the place with the weed going on," and he's got to be fired.
Well, wait a minute, bro. If you're at a party, somebody's smoking weed, and a broad's got your two balls in her mouth, are you complaining?
No, but the question was, should Paul Pierce have been fired?
Why? Because he's getting his balls?
No, because he live broadcasted it.
Well, he's a douchebag then.
Okay,
I know.
It's like dealing with a kindergartner tonight, man. Straight up.
Bunch of child.
Kindergarten.
All right, sorry. First grade. First grade. Sorry.
I can't get second grade at least.
No, you're still pissing your pants.
I ain't my pants ain't wet.
You haven't met the priest at the communion yet.
Yeah.
No, he's too busy molesting my brother.
Now it all comes together. Dave Peterson says it's Pornhub only any part of ESPN. Otherwise, probably would have been okay.
Could you imagine that if you heard Disney owned friggin' Pornhub too?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Mickey Mouse fucking Goofy.
Like you see ESPN ads, like you pull Pornhub off, you're trying to squeeze one off, and you see ESPN ads.
At the bottom's like, at the bottom, Sam Darnold traded to Carolina.
You got sexy MILF, with a fat ass. Underneath, Sam Darnold traded to the Jets.
I'm trying to. Do I gotta see this when I'm trying to squeeze one off?
Oh my God!
What the fuck?
Yes.
I'm a long time client. I gotta watch these fucking ads.
Yes, Pornhub.
Yes, Pornhub.
So I
got Howie Roseman scratching fucking Carson Wentz's balls.
I did get it on Disney Plus. That's the app on Disney Plus for Pornhub.
Fucking damn corn slub.
I love me some MILFs.
Yeah. You're not gonna fuck this up for me, okay? Bend the fuck over, pig. Bend the fuck over, pig. Bring your sister over too.
We got $5,000. We got $5,000.
Bring that pig sister over too.
Yeah. Don't forget your mom. She's a whore too.
Yeah, that pig. She got a fat ass.
She fucked me in my ass. Yeah, it feels good.
The Little Mermaid and the Princess from the Frozen
called Royal
Toys.
Do you want to blow, man?
Oh man!
Swallow my go, swallow my go.
Chip bag.
Oh,
All right, so Sam Darnold was traded to Carolina for 3 picks. That's scroll to the bottom of your ES Porn. ES Pornhub. So a 2 this year and a 4 and a 6 next year for Sam Darnold. And it's funny, we just talked about Teddy Bridgewater with Damian earlier. Teddy Bridgewater got paid down in Carolina, and now Sam Darnold's coming in.
Yeah, that's. I'm sorry, that's where I got confused. I thought he got paid again because, dude, I always like Sam Darnold. Good for him for getting out of the Jets. You're going to really see if he's capable of being a quarterback. But my question. Hold on, bro. My question is, why does Teddy Bridgewater keep getting kicked to the curb, man?
I agree. He had an amazing season, and then gets hurt, and then has never.
Right, like he played well for the Saints when he filled in for Drew Brees, got paid. He had a good season with Carolina last year. Real good season.
It's the severity of the injury that he had.
Yeah, but it's
it was 5-6 years ago.
was 3 years ago.
It's when we traded. Actually, you know what? No, he's right. It's been 5 years. It's when we traded Bradford.
Was it with that fucking long?
That injury. That's why we traded him.
Damn.
So like, why does he keep getting kicked to the curb? Like Teddy Bridgewater's been a good quarterback.
Yeah.
At the severity of the injury, maybe.
But then, I mean, Carolina paid him.
Maybe once it gets to 80 degrees, he'll be all right.
That's what it is. He plays in too cold of weather. Yeah, he's playing the wrong sport.
Suck my fucking dick. How about that?
No, you gotta go to ES Pornhub for that.
ES Pornhub. I love that. ES Pornhub. That's the name of the episode.
Teddy Bridgewater has trouble staying healthy. So we get
What
the fuck are you talking about?
That's Chip Kelly talking about fucking Teddy Bridgewater.
What did Chip Kelly talk about Teddy Bridgewater?
Where did Chip Kelly come from?
Sam Bradford. Cheers.
Cheers. Where's your beer? Cheers. Dude, you gotta. Oh man. All right.
So all over the place.
Dusty Baker.
Baker, he in the NFL. That's
Dusty Baker for the Astros. Went to a social media to whine about the fans, and because now this is the first time that the fans have been allowed to boo the Astros after their cheating scandal, I should say, and
damn, that was a couple years ago.
He's basically telling the fans to look in the mirror before you judge others.
Yeah.
Now I'll say this about Dusty Baker: he wasn't the manager. He wasn't the manager on the team. Okay, so should he get booed? No.
He's a part of it, though.
I think that's a little unfair because whoever took that job was going to take that. Now,
you had to know that coming in, though.
Yeah, and I think his response is wrong. I think that's the wrong way to go about it. You're gonna tell people that they're not allowed to express their displeasure with a team that cheated the game of baseball.
Like the guy they hired had to be the guy that carried them through this.
Right.
So in that situation, silence would be golden.
And Gary, that's probably the most coherent statement you've made all night.
I'm drunk.
Right. I completely agree with that. Like, you got to show class here. And you got to weather the storm. Like, you knew this taking this job. You got to weather the storm and be that pillar. Yeah, I completely agree, Dave. Completely agree.
But like from the Hall of Fame, but the Astros, get their fucking title, right?
But from the Astros' point of view, the guy that they hired again had to be the guy to carry them through this, weathered the storm with it, showed class, showed them how to get through it, and be the leader and take the brunt of it. So for him to whine like this, very classless, if you ask me. And I always liked Dusty Baker. I thought he was a class guy.
I thought it was weak.
Very weak.
I mean, we all make statements that we regret. You know what I mean?
No, I've never made one statement I regret, guy.
Not me either. Not on this show.
No, never. Never happens here. Never.
Nick Foles is a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
It just happened.
There it is. And there it went. Tiger Woods, the reports came out from the detectives. The cause of the accident that has left Tiger basically fighting for his golf life, at least. He was doing 95 and a 45. Yep. And in a zone that's extremely dangerous. It's been prone to accidents. Because of this, apparently the curve is pretty strong.
Nobody gonna take my throat.
He was late
to the ground.
He was going to a meeting, I think, and he was the only one on the road, I guess. But yeah, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
fuck him. I enough with him. Enough.
Does anyone else kind of wish you had heard that he
don't say that.
That he was getting a blowjob while he was driving?
Actually, or he was high.
Yeah.
I was driving fast because I was high.
Yeah, just to see him spiral out of control again.
I was getting my picks up because I was high. Now I'm rolling over, and I know why. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Holy shit! I really am gonna die.
No, 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 thank you. I don't smoke it all no more. I'm tired of waking up on the floor.
I always wanted to say this. For shizzle.
Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. And
Tiger Goods.
Speaking of someone that did die, today, Prince Philip died. Prince Philip died, and that means that Charles is going to be a fucking king at some point.
He was fucking 99 years old. Like, you know, I'm more upset that fucking DMX died. Like, DMX means more to me than this fuck.
Man, it's a rough crowd.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Up in here.
And wasn't it supposedly the prince? Didn't he die of COVID? Is that what they're saying?
I didn't hear that. I don't think so. I know he was struggling for a little while. He was fucking 99. The fuck did that guy from?
What?
That's
what?
not nice, bro. That's not nice.
What?
Have a little bit of heart, bro.
What?
Yeah, have some heart.
What did you say?
Have some heart.
Can you speak up? I can't hear you.
Yeah, fucked up. So that's while you were drunk. That's what I got. That's what I got.
Fucking Prince Pig.
Jesus.
Fucking pig. Fucking
Little red Corvette.
I don't. I got to be
Why
honest.
you get airtime over here, the England cocksucker?
I don't even want to talk with Flyers. I don't even want to talk about this.
No, I'm not. No,
yeah,
I agree.
Let's Gary, you sitting down? Gary, you sitting down?
Yes, I am.
You got it all over my shirt.
Jordan Howard's back with the Eagles.
Oh, Christ, he's pulling the jersey out. I'm going to have a cigarette.
Oh, this fucking guy. He had it ready. Ryan leaves. Yeah, Jordan Howard back.
You see that, Sean? He's supposed to be my brother.
That's what to say.
He don't give me no love.
I didn't leave.
That's right, bro. Because you're more important than this cocksucker,
right?
Yes.
I'm the time. You know what?
Listen,
I'm gonna fucking timestamp that and put that on the best of.
If Jordan Howard can stay healthy and what the Eagles are going through, this is a solid signing. Considering.
I have no problem at all with that signing. It gives them a little more depth at the running back position. I have no problem with Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, and Jordan Howard as my running backs.
Listen,
I think it was a good move.
Short yardage, pounding, bruising back. Yeah, man, let's do it.
I no problem at all with it. I think it was a good move, and he got him cheap. And it's funny how that worked with him, though, man. He was here. They let him go. They brought him back, and now he's going to stay for another year.
They got a draft pick because he went to Miami.
And the thing that's funny about it, he hasn't played a full season from start to finish here. The two times they acquire him, right? Am I right about that? The 2 times they acquire him, the first time it's in the middle of the season.
Well, listen, John, the first time they brought him here, do you remember he was assigned the starting back?
Am I wrong about maybe when he was first here, maybe he was a preseason sign, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so I'm wrong about that. All right.
Well, they traded for him from
that's great.
Chicago.
It was before the season started.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm wrong. So
and then four games in, he was named the starter.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got hurt.
Right. And then they had to go out and get J.I. again.
Yeah. That didn't work out to nothing.
No, he got like 2 carries.
But I mean, Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders, if they rotate the carries, that could be good.
They're not going to yeah, I mean, it's a nice spell. You needed someone with a little weight because, Miles Sanders he could be I don't know if Miles Sanders is a 3-down back. He's not.
No.
I don't think he is.
But Boston Scott's definitely not. Boston Scott's your Darren Sproles-ass type of player, and Jordan Howard is a little meatier. Jordan Howard might be the guy with the short yardage situation. I had no problem with it.
Right. And
yeah,
the way Nick Sirianni, I mean, the way they ran the offense in Indianapolis, that it was a run-heavy offense. So you need guys. Jordan Howard, if he's healthy and he stays healthy, he's a good back. I like bringing him back.
Zion got hurt.
Did he?
Oh, he took a hard foul.
They're up 13. You got to be kidding me.
Flagrant?
Who failed him?
Dwight Howard.
Good.
It was a hard foul, man. He basically threw him to the ground.
I'm fucking hammered.
Wow. I mean, Zion's fine, but yeah, that was a bad. Dude, I tell you what, I like Dwight Howard, but he does some dumb shit.
Yeah, he does.
He really does, man. Dude,
But staying on the Eagles, I thought the Eagles made a very good signing the other day with a linebacker.
Eric Wilson.
Eric Wilson. That guy's a solid linebacker.
He had over 100 tackles last year.
121.
It's pretty awesome.
He sucks against the run, though.
I don't know, Gary. He had 121 tackles.
He struggles against the run.
I got to be honest, like, you know, with what we had at linebacker position, well, basically, I think what the signing does, it basically takes you. Now, granted, it's a 1-year deal, but he's young, right?
It's a prove it year. It's a prove it deal.
Yeah, I think that takes him out of the Micah Parsons. Yeah, Micah Parsons pick there.
So, off season grade for Howie Rosen
so far,
B plus.
Yeah, I'm not going B plus. So far,
he's signed 3 guys.
But with what he had to deal with, the position they were in, so far,
with the draft and the cap casualties, and I mean, I'd say a solid B plus.
But I'll say this: to keep Brandon Graham here, which was good because we weren't sure what was going to happen with him.
Well, don't forget Jason Kelsey.
Right, Kelsey coming back. That's true. Did they sign a safety too? Oh yeah, they signed 2 safeties, right?
Well, the safety from Minnesota actually.
They signed 2 guys.
Adams.
Oh yeah, Adams. Yeah. So no, they got 2. They signed 2 because they signed.
Yeah, that's right. They did. Yeah,
they signed Adams and they signed a basically special teamer, and then they signed Eric Williams and Jordan Howard and Joe Flacco. Although the Flacco deal I don't love. The Flacco deal, he's making more money now than he was last year, and he's another year older. That's a bad move.
But it's still a good. It's still a going rate for a backup quarterback, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's fine.
$3 million for a backup is the going rate.
Yeah.
Right.
But so far, I give him at least a C plus. At least.
I'm gonna give him a D for my dick in his mouth. That's what I'm giving him.
Look. We all hate
Howie.
We all hate Howie. We all hate him. He has a bad history. Like, I get it. There's some other things he did this offseason where you're like, what the fuck? Because he keeps kicking the can down the road, to quote Mike. But so far, it hasn't been terrible this offseason.
It's been better than I expected.
Right. So you got to see what he does with the draft, though.
Right. And even after the draft, you got to see what this coaching staff does. Because they're
well, I'm just talking about the grade for Howie so far, Gar. If he fucks the draft,
the grade for Howie would include the coaching staff, would it not?
Then that might be fair.
But it comes down to the draft. That he can't fuck the draft up. If he fucks the draft up again,
if he don't hit on this draft, Ryan, in January of next year, he's done.
Hey, Card, think about the future.
So speaking of that, like the statement that Gary just made, are you just hoping that Howie figures it out, or are you hoping that maybe he fucks it up again so he's gone?
I'll say, let's see. If they win 7 games or better.
No, I'm not talking about winning, though, Gar. I'm not talking about that. Like, that has what I'm saying is if he hits on the draft. If he could hit on the draft and they win 3 games.
I don't know.
Oh man.
Let's see what he does in the draft.
That's hard. Yeah, if you draft a receiver or whatever, and he ends up being a stud, and the second round, like all the draft picks hit, like let's say 3 of your draft picks hit this year, 3 out of your 11 fucking draft picks hit, which is probably law of averages. That's probably what you're looking at, and they all
your first 2 picks determine a lot going on into the season and in the off season next year.
And that's basically what's hurt them over the last whatever many years because they miss on those guys.
Yes.
Whiteside.
Yeah, the Whitesides.
And again, I'm not saying it's a miss, like we've talked about. I'm not saying, but Rager was the wrong pick.
Yeah, I mean,
Jalen Hurts was the wrong pick.
Yep.
I mean, now you look at it like, okay, hopefully Hurts is the guy, but like at the time, Hurts was the wrong pick.
But he's not.
One of the cornerbacks.
What do you mean, but he's not?
Hurts just ain't the guy to me. That's all.
Hey, Gary, you've seen him for 4 games. How can you determine that?
Oh, all right. I'm just saying. All right.
One of the cornerbacks is coming out in the draft. One of the top cornerbacks. It wasn't Surtain. I forget who it was.
The guy from Alabama
said that Jalen Reagor was the toughest receiver he ever faced.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Toughest receiver he's ever had to cover.
That was what's it called, son. Fuck.
Samuel? Asante Samuel's son from Florida State?
Was that him that said that? So, I mean, look, I think the talent's there for Reagor. I think under a new system,
his ceiling is high.
I don't think Reagor will ever be a bona fide number 1 receiver.
No.
But if he could be a solid number 2.
With your first round pick, it's still a bad pick.
No.
But I mean, it is what it is. He's here now, you know.
Right. I mean? Like I hear you, bro. Let's just get the most out of him. I hear you. Let's not constantly look back like they shouldn't have picked him there, like because he's here. So let's just get the most out of him. I hear you.
Right.
First round draft picks that pan out and become stars.
It's a unicorn.
It sure is in this town. Really is. Shame. I think it's
love you, Dave. Love you, brother.
Popcorn. What do you think? Corner pop popcorn?
Let's do it.
1981. Gary's got this. Should be a doozy. Gary's got corner pop popcorn for 1981.
Gary, did you put honorable mentions and stuff?
I did. You got to check up on me, you motherfucker.
No, just seeing where you're at, yo. That's all.
Can you read?
Can you read it?
No.
Well, you put a light on, man.
I don't need a light.
Look, apparently you can because you can't read.
Number 10.
Come on, I want to see you read it.
All right, number 10. Cheech and Chong, Nice Dreams.
Oh, nice. That was fun. Yo, man. Let's look, you can't see number 9.
Fuck, I can't see it. Hold on, let me get a light.
You don't need a fucking light.
Sure I do.
You wrote on the back of a fucking bill envelope?
Yeah. Oh my God, he's gonna light it on fire. Why you just pull your phone out, bro?
Number 9. The Four Seasons. Number fucking 8. The Fox and the Hound.
Really? That was 81?
Yeah.
Wow.
Number 7, For Your Eyes Only.
Apparently not yours on this list.
Yeah. He's gonna
Number
burn
6.
his finger.
The Cannonball Run.
With a little Burt Reynolds, right?
Number 5.
Yeah, another.
Look,
he's
just going on and on. Gary wants to get it over with.
My name's Turf Ferguson.
Number 5, Arthur.
It's a hat.
You want me to come on?
Found it backstage. It's funny. No, it's not. Yeah, it is.
It's a funny hat. Yeah. Dude, actually, hold on real quick. Speaking of, so Aaron Rodgers hosted Jeopardy this week.
Oh, yeah.
Jeopardy.
Yeah.
And the one dude mentioned, he goes, yeah, I met some, he's like, oh, you met some celebrities when you're a kid? Yeah, he's like, yeah, when I was a kid, we sat next to, I think he said he sat next to, it wasn't Burt, it was someone else on the plane. and they took pictures with him and stuff as a baby. He held him on the plane and stuff. And then he's like, another time my parents traveled and sat next to Burt Reynolds, and he wanted another seat. And he's like, yeah, Turd Ferguson wanted no part of me or something like that. He said, and he brought up Turd Ferguson on the show, which was great. And Rogers starts laughing a little bit.
But there was another one. There was another thing he did. I don't know if you heard it. Like somebody in final.
do my segment?
The end of the first.
In Final Jeopardy.
It's my turn to shine.
The guy answered the guy who would have kicked the field goal.
I just wanted to be an engineer.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't know who was in charge of that.
I just wanted to be an engineer.
I want to be an engineer. You still can be. Stop lying. Stop lying.
Number 4, stripes.
Yeah. You got stripes in your fucking underwear right now.
I do. That's streaks. Number 3, 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5.
Big titted pig.
These fucking movies suck.
Yeah, and 81 was terrible.
Yeah.
Number 2, Superman 2.
All right.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Number 1. Can anybody guess?
No.
Number 1. Hold on. Can you give me a genre?
Well, no. I'll say this. He didn't like snakes.
Oh, Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. The first. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
How about
first
that?
one.
Cool.
That was number 1. Wow.
A few honorable mentions. Clash of the Titans.
What number?
Ah, yeah.
I didn't do that.
Harmon, I think was his name on. Dude, that's a good one, man. That's the original is so much better than the remake.
And the next honorable mention, Hump Death. Hump Death.
Yes.
Oh, piss boy. Oh, piss boy. Come here, piss boy.
No.
History of the World Part 1.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, piss boy. Come here, piss boy.
The jig is up. Dude, that's dude, the shit that Mel Brooks got away with.
Yo, you got a fucking hard on under the feather.
How are the Sixers going to lose to the fucking Pelicans?
Fucking Pelicans.
What the fuck, dude? They're down by 11.
All right, Sean, number 23 in that year. What was
Number 23, Halloween 2.
You got it, brother.
Yeah.
And number 28 was Neighbors.
Neighbors.
Yes.
Would you like to be my neighbor?
Number 30 in that year, honorable mention. Fucking Sylvester Stallone was in this movie. He was a cop. He was in a cop. He was a cop. Nighthawks.
That's when he flew the helicopter.
Yeah.
Careful, you don't get stuck in there, because then you won't be able to find your eggs.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Rattlers on the helicopter. Rattlers.
Did you see it? Did you see
Yeah,
that
I've seen
movie?
Nighthawks. Yeah.
He's got a full fucking beard, fucking sunglasses.
Did he turn his hat backwards and arm wrestle somebody? Fucking faggot.
No. Ain't fine.
Yeah,
Come
slide,
on,
man. What the fuck?
Really, Sean?
That dude's like my hero.
Stop or my mom will shoot.
That was terrible.
Stop! I gotta think I gotta poop.
You got the propellers in it to spin.
Sean, did you watch the show Big Mouth?
A little bit.
Yeah,
So you didn't watch the whole first season?
I seen the first season, yeah.
Dude, when he shows up because he's doing a porno. Hey, yeah, you want to come over here?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. I was gonna screenshot that and send to you guys. I was like,
So what? No, you didn't like Nighthawks?
I don't. Nah.
He hates. He's so on. Like he's so on. He's so Philly.
I don't hate Stallone that much. Like, I just think I like Rocky 1. And I like the last.
I'm not talking about the boxing stuff, Sean. I'm
just saying Stallone in general. I like Rocky 1. I like the Rocky Balboa one that he did. I thought that was a good one. And I like the Creed movies. And that's about it.
Cliffhanger?
No.
Rambo?
All right, you know what? Okay, Rambo, the first one, and the.
I really like soccer.
the second to last one called Rambo. That one was fucking badass. That was
you
a good
didn't
one.
like Rambo 2?
I don't remember it. Was that the ones when you're saving the slants from underneath the?
You know, he's in the mud. He's in the
Yeah,
mud.
when he's in the mud. Yeah. When he's
Yeah.
underneath the thing. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that one's all right. Yeah, that one's good.
Come on, you rice-eating cocksuckers. I got to get you to the boat.
That was not bad. All right. I don't understand what you're saying.
He called them the slants.
I throw a bunch of change down. There's a ching chang chong.
To win war,
You
you gotta become war.
Become the
Rambo.
Murdoch.
I'm coming to get you.
Yeah. Yo, man, they got him in the pig shit. He's got leeches all over him.
The bunch of leeches on you. Mickey, get him off. Mickey,
you never come to my place. What's it stink? Yeah, it stinks. That's right, it stinks.
No, it's over. It's not over. That's the whole movie.
Get up, you son of a bitch, because Mickey loves you.
Hey, yo, Tommy, you knocked him down. You try to knock me down. In the ring. Tommy only does it in the ring. My ring's outside.
Touch me and I'll sue.
Sue me for what?
Oh, dude.
I'm hanging from a rock. What do you want to get from me?
Yo, Cliffhanger's a good movie, dude.
Yo, Ryan, that
What
part
was the other one? Demolition Man's Apollo dog shit.
Oh, that's terrible. It's so overrated.
Come on, man.
Terrible movie.
Come on.
Fucking the other one. The one that he did with all of them.
Oh, Expendables? The first one.
Fucking pollard shit too.
No, the first one was all right.
Yeah, the next. What did they do? 3 of them?
I think they did 4 of them.
Oh my god. What's the matter, Gary? All right, Gary. What's the other honorable mentions?
That's it.
All right.
All right, good night, bro.
There's no more. Time for a cigarette.
Look, he's doing a drop the mic thing. He's gonna end up
News for you, pal. You ain't leading but 2 things right now: Jack and shit.
He's gonna end up on the
fuck me in my ass.
He's gonna end up on the patio with no pants again.
Oh, you want a piece of me?
I don't want a piece. I want the whole thing. Oh, Judge Dredd, that was fucking pile of dog shit too.
Judge Dredd. I just want to end the show and I would listen.
It's funny. It's funny, like that impression and Ozzy are almost the same.
Peterson just said, "What about Judge Dredd?" Just shit all over it.
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I said it.
Well,
all right, dude.
Want to thank. We want to thank Damian Adams for joining us tonight. I don't know if we scared him or not. At one point, he's like, "Man, you guys are rotten." And we were actually mild with him on the show. We were actually pretty mild.
There was other shit running through my head I was going to say about DMX that I didn't. So
I was going to say, like, X is going to give it to you, but it already did. He died from it. I was like, I might as well. I don't want to do that.
I guess X really slipped away.
Yeah.
Slipping.
Now, he seemed like he was a big fan of X. I didn't want to. I didn't want to.
Right.
Yeah, like think about it. You know, I didn't really get that into DMX. I appreciated him. I didn't mind his songs. I didn't mind his music. So,
nah, there were days where, like, for 2-3 hours, I'd listen to DMX, man.
Yeah.
But I'm, you know, that's like I'm a bigger.
Dave Peterson hanging out with us for all 2 hours, man. You know,
he does it every week, man.
Yeah. Thanks, dude.
Yo, Dave, before you go, I hope you hear this, dude. May 14th, man. We're back live in studio.
Yes, sir. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. 3 out of 4 of us will be back, and then 2 weeks after that, Mike will be back, I think.
Yeah. Won't be long after that.
It should be a lot of fun. All right. Damian Adams, check him out. Real Deal with Damian Adams podcast. We will see you guys next week.
and have a good week.
Yes, sir.
Show's over.